Hey, welcome everybody, David and Dark Lord Nanette. Welcome. Let's see. I'm waiting for YouTube to update. Yeah. All right, we are here. Welcome. So, what a week or two we've had. I'm sorry about missing the last scheduled live 2 weeks ago. We were busy doing our volunteer thing with an incoming family from Afghanistan that was only 6 hours late landing, Charlie.
No, 3.
Gotta read. Okay. What seeds did you get late? Upgrading the chicken coop. Hey, pescatarian gardener, welcome. Hey, Brampton gardener. Suzanne. We're gonna do a shared broadcast. I'll talk at you first. Hey, Mama Gross. Welcome. Suzanne saying, hey, Charlie.
Takes a while for it to show up on the screen.
Yeah, but if we switch over, I'm showing him how this works, y'all. StreamYard, then this is real time for us. This is how long it takes to actually reach our viewers on YouTube. Hey, Love the Land. I'm glad to see people rolling in. That's really good. Anyway, so this family was several hours late coming in, which placed us late feeding them. They hadn't eaten anything in almost 20 hours. Excuse me, and I'd cooked for them. So by the time we got home, it was midnight. And then I popped in here to go live. Hey, Nikki, welcome. In the middle of the night, just to explain what had happened, and had about 20 people show up. I'm talking 2:00 in the morning, so that was kind of fun. But hey, Mike, welcome. So this is a broadcast that or topic that I've been asked by a couple of people to talk about how I handle pests, or how we handle those. He's Mr. Bug Guy. How do we handle pests in our garden? Because we don't like spraying any type of chemicals that aren't organically based. So tonight I'm going to read a lot from my notes, not because I don't know what I'm talking about, but because I just can't remember what I want to say. So I did come up with notes. Okay, so tonight's topic is IPM. Who knows what IPM stands for? Pests. Yeah. Integrated Pest Management. So what is Integrated Pest Management, or IPM? IPM is a process you can use to solve pest problems while minimizing your risks to people and the environment, which is very important to Charlie and I. IPM can be used to manage all kinds of pests anywhere in urban, agricultural, wildlands, or natural areas. That's right, G Mama. Pest management. IPM is an ecosystem-based strategy. Okay, it focuses on long-term prevention of pests or their damage through a combination of techniques such as biological control, habitat manipulation, modification of cultural practices, use of resistant varieties, and if you use a pesticide, they're only used after monitoring indicates they are needed according to established guidelines on the pesticides. Treatments are made with the goal of removing only the target organism, and the pest control materials selected and applied in a manner that minimizes risk to uh, human health, beneficial non-target organisms, and the environment. In other words, you're only going to kill what you're looking to kill, and not all the good bugs with it. Okay. Um, when using IPM, you will take actions to keep pests from becoming a problem, such as by growing a healthy crop that can withstand pest attacks, using disease-resistant plants, and caulking cracks to keep insects or rodents from entering a building. Exactly, Dark Lord. Rather than simply eliminating the pests you see right now, using IPM means you look at environmental factors that affect the pest and its ability to thrive. So you want to make them uncomfortable in your garden so they go away. Okay. Armed with this information, you can create conditions that are unfavorable for the particular pest. I just realized I don't have my magazine in front of me. There it is. And at the end of this lecture, we'll show you where to go, where we go to buy our pest control product. Respect the bees. Yeah. Hey, Tiffany, welcome. Charlie loves his bees. He needs to go in and inspect the hives, though, right? We're kind of past that. Okay. So, how do we implement? What are some of the first steps to IPM? First of all, you need to be able to identify your pest. Hey, follow the Bradleys. Welcome, welcome. Is this your first live? I tend to just run on at the mouth, and then it'll be Charlie's turn to run on in the mouth. So, for those of you who are just showing up, we're talking about integrated pest management. And if you would, remember to hit the thumbs up for me and share. You can share this broadcast out with your friends, and maybe we can pick up a few more people. By the way, I'm really aiming at that 1,000 member mark. If you notice, I'm at like 880 something now. So I'm looking forward to being able to celebrate 1,000 members, and then we'll work on watch hours. How can you help me with watch hours? Go to my playlist tab and just run the playlist. You don't even have to listen to them. You can turn your sound off on your computer, not on the YouTube screen, but on your computer or on your phone, and not have to listen if you're not interested.
Cheat.
But it's a cheat. But it helps me with watch hours. Anyway, back to pest management. It's really important to correctly identify your pests. Some practices include selecting the right plant for the right site, starting with healthy plants, keeping your tools and the environment clean, rotating your crops. How many in here rotate their crops? Anyone in here do crop rotation in their garden? That's a topic of another live, honey. How to rotate your crops to keep your soil feeding itself. And managing the weed. So we all know that a weed is just a plant that's growing somewhere that you don't want it to be. There's really no such thing as a weed. It's just something that has popped up where you don't want it, or something you haven't figured out its use for. Okay. Yeah, Nikki says she won't be growing squash in the same bed that she did this year. That's for sure. Some rotation with garden is very small. It still rotate. All plants are weeds. They're ornamental weeds and weeds you don't want. Good point, Xander. Yeah. Okay. So we're talking about identifying insects. I'm going to see if I can figure out how to get a slideshow going. I need to go over to StreamYard. Bear with me, please. And settings or present. Slides. I have no slides. My computer. And we're going to look first at garden pests. No items match my search. Bullcrap, it's there. What's this?
I don't know.
Now, one night I got this to work. So what did I do? Who's good with StreamYard?
Yep.
Present. Do I have to do a share screen?
No, you're at the right spot.
Slides from my computer.
Yeah, go to my computer.
This is the file.
All right, pull the drop down here down.
Technical difficulties.
All files.
All files. Ah! Okay, so do I need to share screen now?
No, just click on one.
All right. Shrink this back down. All right, so first thing we're going to look at is aphids. Valid file type.
He doesn't like.
I have the most wonderful slideshow that last time I tried this, it worked.
Yeah, I'm sure it's the right spot. Where were you going?
Hey,
Settings?
Cindy Squirrel.
Where were you going? Settings?
No, I was going for present.
Present. Nope.
Anyone good with StreamYard can tell me how to get these slides to print. StreamYard won't print a JPEG?
He was wanting to do PowerPoint stuff like that.
Do I need to change the extension?
No, that won't work. We went through this the last time. It's a different place. Go to the middle of StreamYard.
The middle of stream.
Go to the bottom.
Yeah.
Keep going, Dark Lord.
We're reading you, Dark Lord. Panel should pop up for present, right?
We did before.
And you go to slides, right?
No, that's the problem. It's not slides.
There's a share screen. All right.
See, this wants to share the screen. So hit window for me.
Hit window where?
It's in the middle. Okay, go. Oh, here, open this. Go to wherever you got your pictures.
Okay.
Open one. Open. Double click on it. Now go back to where you're at in StreamYard.
Ah. Okay. All right. Can you all see this? Yes. Do you remember what we did?
Yeah. Yeah, kinda.
Okay. These are aphids. Is this something that you all have seen on your plant? Yay! That's why I married him. You're smart. Okay. So these are aphids, and aphids come in several different colors.
Oh, they love all sorts of things.
Okay. They love all sorts of things, and sometimes aphids can be black. What colors can they be? Green?
Black is for onion aphids tend to be black. The yellow ones are on stuff like peppers and tomatoes and your butterfly bushes. I don't know the rest of them, but I know the onion ones are
all
black.
sorts of colors of them, right?
Yep.
Okay, so okay, what do we do for the next one?
Go pick a different picture.
How did we do that?
Down here.
Down here.
Click on a different one.
Okay, aphids, weevils.
And now you're going to need to pick that picture where it said share picture.
I wish my computer wouldn't freak out like this. Okay, so
that's a boll weevil.
That's a weevil.
Boll weevil.
So how do we do?
Go down to your StreamYard. This covering up where you need to go.
Stop sharing. Then we're going to go to share.
Yep. Stop sharing that picture. Share the new picture.
Where?
Present.
Share screen.
Window.
Y'all ready for a weevil?
I think it should be there.
It's not there. We'll get the. Oh, here it is.
Keep it a second.
All right.
Everything takes 3 or 4 seconds.
So I've got several examples of weevils. How many people have seen this?
You pick cotton, you've seen that one.
If you pick cotton, you've seen that one, Charlie says. Aphids and suckers, they sure are. Looks like a June bug. These are tiny, but they've got that nose on them.
Yeah, a weevil will be like 2 millimeters, sometimes up to maybe 5 millimeters. They're pretty small. If you got them in your house, what is it? The flower weevils, they're pretty bloody small. Boll weevil is one of the larger ones. What else do you want to show them?
That's weevil. That was weevil 1.
I don't know.
That was weevil 3. So let's look at weevil 2. What did we do? We hit.
Start it up. Double click on the picture. So you got it up.
Okay.
Now go to share. Present. Share screen, window. Pick it.
All right. Now this is another type of weevil. I've got 3 different samples or examples of
like a flower weevil.
It's a flower. Charlie knows his bugs. Okay, when
I had to take entomology.
he took entomology for his biology degree.
Of course, that was 30-some years ago.
Yeah, but he's got a
Trout.
a trap memory or photographic memory. So that's a flower weevil. What types of things would people see that on?
There's find them in their sack of flour in the closets.
Oh, the flower, like flour as you eat.
Yes.
Y'all ever seen these in a bag of flour? No, dung beetles have a fatter butt. You don't have any weevils in Indiana?
Yeah, that seems odd.
Yeah.
They're that long snout with the 2 pieces out to the side is what kind of identifies a weevil. They stab that snout down into your plants and start sucking stuff out.
So that was weevil 2, weevil 3. This is weevil 1. This is a cute one.
Yeah, that one's got a very small snout, but it's got much longer antenna.
By George, am I learning it?
You're getting there. I don't think you actually opened that as a picture, though. Go back to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. It says Weevil 1. Go back to StreamYard. Oh, there
Yep.
it goes.
So what kind of weevil is that, Mr. Bugman?
That one I don't recognize.
But as you see, weevils can come in different shapes and sizes and impact different types of things. Okay, so let's stop sharing that one. And
Scale.
Scale.
I hate scale.
I hate scale. Scale. When we were in Florida, man, the citrus trees really got hit by scale a lot. Once you've got it, it's impossible to get rid of unless you've got a good spray of, what did you use, neem?
Well, the problem with scale is they tend to cover themselves with some type of, well, I won't call it a biofilm. It's usually kind of a fiber stuff. And it protects them from sprays and stuff like that. So a mechanical method is good on these. Go out there and smash them.
Can you hear Charlie? Can you all hear Charlie? He tends to get kind of quiet. So we used to go with our fingernails and go up the stems of trees. Well, if the trees are in pots, it's easier to do. But if you have a large tree in your yard and it's got a scale infestation, you really have to take out the big gun. So what did you?
Or a strong stream of water from a water hose, you can sometimes knock off that covering over them and then spray with insecticide. And they tend to cover themselves. Some of the scale actually produces a shellac-like coating. In fact, I think shellac is made from scale insects.
Shellac is what he said.
Yeah, the stuff that they used to coat cables and all with. I have gotten rid of them with neem. Sometimes you got to go with something a little more like
pyrethrum.
Although I have heard of people using dish soap and pepper.
Cayenne pepper.
The dish soap kind of dissolves that coating that they like to cover themselves with, and the pepper can soak in. The other problem is you don't know where you actually killed them or not. You probably just stick to the plant. Yeah. But when you've sprayed and you go back out and kind of smash them with your thumb, if they're alive, they're going to be wet. If they're dead, they will have dried out and they become
pop crumbly. Off like a dry booger.
Be crumbled.
Anybody ever seen this other plant? The scale, that's what it looks like on the plant. I'm getting a blank stare from chat. Come on, guys. Have you seen one of these?
Is it big enough so I can see them?
And they're probably like, zeroing in those people who are tuned in on their phone.
Go back to that screen.
What screen?
The one showing that. Yeah, right here it is. Who's that one? Let's see if you can make that larger. Yeah, there. Oh! A little too large.
Does that translate into the screen?
We're seeing the screen.
Yeah, okay. I'm sorry, guys. So I need to go back through those other bugs? You've never seen this? If there's anyone in here that lives in the tropics, they may have seen them, but they have scale here in Georgia.
Oh, they got scale pretty much everywhere.
It's everywhere.
But
they're little hard, little shelled things that.
Another thing to remember about scale is the ants. We'll literally take a few of them down into their burrow in the winter and keep them alive, and then bring them back out in the summer or next spring and put them on your plants.
They milk them.
Yeah, because they milk the scale. So you can get rid of them, but if you've got like plants in pots and you've got ants in those pots, in all likelihood, those ants are going to protect some of that scale, and you may have
And
to,
aphids too.
yeah, you may have to spray a couple of times, or do whatever you do a couple of times.
The type of ants that we're talking about are ones that drink nectar, and they actually will milk the aphid or milk the scale and take the sweet nectar that the bugs produce back into their hive to feed their queen and feed their young. So that's how the ants and the scale and the aphids coexist. But do you really want to kill ants? Well, not necessarily, because some plants are actually pollinated by ants. So you don't want to kill any animal off that is actually pollinating and helping your garden.
Yeah.
So let's see, what else do we have here? We have what other? Where do we do the quick sharing button?
I don't know.
Right here.
Moving stuff around so fast, I can't.
I know I can't keep track of what I'm doing. Mealy bugs.
Go back to the millibug. You can close that one. That one's old.
There.
Yep, make it a little bigger for them.
Is that mealy bugs?
Yep. See all that really like gunk on them?
Everybody's wondering, what the heck are they looking at saying it's mealy bugs? I haven't shared it yet. I'm getting the hang of this. It's going to kill me. There we go.
Give it about 4 seconds.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh,
Here it comes.
You count way too fast. 1,001, 1,000.
These are mealy bugs. How many people recognize these? I tend to see mealy bugs and slides coming up with whitefly on plants that are brought inside for the winter. I don't necessarily, I've seen some mealy bugs outside, but I don't necessarily find whitefly that often on plants that are outside. You see a lot of whitefly on things in the greenhouse or things in the house for house plants. So have you guys seen these on your plants?
Yeah, and these are kind of easy to identify because if you put your fingers on them, it actually that white stuff actually comes off, and it does feel like cornmeal to a certain extent. It's another one of those protective coatings that some bugs create for themselves.
Everybody got a good look at those mealy bugs. I think I've got another shot of meal bugs. Mealy bugs.
Mealy bug infestation.
All right.
Yeah, make that a little bigger for them.
Ooh, oh, that's kind of a cute bug.
Your eggplants won't like them.
Yeah. All right. So StreamYard, share screen, window. Y'all look at this cutie.
Give them a few seconds. 3, 4.
And then he with powdered donuts. Oh, now I've forgotten what bug this is.
That was the mealybugs. This is a spider mite.
This is a spider mite. Spider mites I see all over the place. Inside, outside, in the greenhouse.
The bottom of the leaves.
The bottom, they're on the underside of the leaves of your plants. So, of course, you can always come back and rewatch what we're going through and look at these pictures to help you identify help you identify the bugs that are eating your plants. And when I get done showing you these examples, the most common examples, I'll talk about uh, natural prevention by using other insects to control these guys, okay? Yes, right, spider mites. So let me look at the other spider mite. All right, so what's going on here?
I don't know. I think you got away from your subdirectory that you wanted.
Garden pests.
A little bigger. Just double click on it. Oh yeah.
All right, so I got to make that bigger.
Yep.
Everyone's going to love this. It
I don't even see that thing.
Okay, it's coming. It's coming. Okay, here it comes. Why is that fuzzy?
I don't know. It buzzed out a while ago. I don't know why.
Is that clear to you all, or is that fuzzy? It's fuzzy on our screen.
The whole StreamYard.
The whole StreamYard's fuzzy.
Go back to StreamYard. See, it's not fuzzy.
I don't know. Anyway, moth eggs on the underside of your leaves. This is what they look like. I've got kind of a controversial position on moth eggs. Moths are pollinators. They do pollinating at night. If you keep crushing your pollinators because you don't like what they're doing to the leaves, then that contributes to our loss of pollinators.
Part of IPM.
So we don't want to do that, right? I'm sorry, Dark Lord. Am I setting off your PTSD with all these bugs? I'm sorry. I'll take it down.
We can talk about how we get rid of them.
All right, so mealybugs, scales, spider mites. I'll show you.
Good bugs. Good bugs.
I have a feeling she's not going to like the good bugs either.
Had to turn sideways, start stretching the legs out.
Oh, that's what you get for being tall. All right, so this is what the spider mites look like if you turn the leaf over.
Yeah,
you see this.
The little spots where they
Lots of little spots.
killed some cells.
What else do we have here? Oh,
Thrips. Thrips are very hard to see. Hey, Brucey.
Brucey wants in. Where was I? Who named some of these bugs? All right. Does this look familiar to anybody?
It does. You got some bloody good eyes. Go.
I need to blow that out. He's gonna go let Brucey in. Let's see if I can get that. Is that easier, y'all, to see? Thrips. Yeah, spider mites are pretty common inside mite. Creepy. Yeah, that's kind of small for fly fishing. They're really, really tiny, but look at the variety of shapes and colors. So this is not what you consider a good bug. although birds love them. Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, I seem to remember.
White fly.
Oh,
I hate white fly.
The bane of people.
White flies. Here they come. Are those nasty or what? And those are your white flies. Hot dang, I think I figured something out. Hey, David. Welcome, welcome. Don't forget to hit your thumbs up and share the stream if you would. Yeah, Mike, but you know, it comes in the soil. A lot of these animals are in the soil, and that's one thing Charlie's going to talk about with us about how to take care of things down in the soil. Okay, so that's white flies. So we had enough of a look at the bad characters. Let's look at some of our friends.
Yeah, you need if you're going to do IPM, you need to know both the friends and the foe.
You need to know your good bugs and your bad bugs. So let's see. So
found all sorts of good bugs.
I found a whole list of good bugs, baby.
Yep.
So let's go to StreamYard, present, share screen, window. Here's one of our heroes.
Sure.
Who can name this guy? Who knows what this is? Now, let's be honest. How many of you have killed something that looks like this, squished it or sprayed it in your garden? Don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed to admit it. That's an assassin bug. Exactly. Ding, ding, ding. Mike knew that. If you see this bug, it is your friend. What do assassin bugs eat, Charlie? You have to look them up.
Yep.
Okay, assassin bugs. They feed on flies, mosquitoes, roaches, beetles, aphids, and caterpillars. What do you think of that? Oh, Charlie, what is my screen doing?
It's filling up with pictures of bugs.
All right. Look at this cutie.
You don't recognize that one.
This one is, and I'm going to type it into chat. Ophastus catalinae. Anyone seen these on their plants? These little guys are really, really, really tiny. They eat all stages of whiteflies, from the egg to the nymph to the actual adult. But they prefer the eggs, which means they catch them early. An adult will eat about 150 whitefly eggs or 12 large nymphs a day. This teeny little beetle, 150 whitefly eggs or 12 large nymphs a day. To be able to make babies, a female beetle has to have at least 100 whitefly eggs per day. You need a truckload of those, Dark Lord?
Truckload.
Yeah. Is that amazing or what?
Sure how much a truck costs.
Really? All right. This is an animal I'm going to talk about a little bit more after Charlie does his thing. Anyone want to venture a guess on what that is? Any guesses? Mike? See what it is?
Oh yeah, I know what it is.
I'm going to show you another picture of it. See if it gives you a hint.
Oh, we used to catch those all the time when I was growing up. Them as much anymore.
What's that, y'all? Do we have anyone willing to guess? Another bug she fly ties. It's a firefly. Very good, David. A lightning bug is another name for them. Yeah. Let me show you what they look like when they're just teeny weeny. This is at the larval stage before they actually turn into the fireflies and crawl up out of the soil. What you're used to seeing at night that's lighting up is the adult form of this insect. That their main purpose once they emerge is to have sex, lay eggs, and die. Okay. The important stage of these bugs is when they're actually in the soil. So if you see something like that in your soil, don't kill it. It can also look like that. Yes, it looks like something from outer space.
Yeah.
How many of you have come across those in the soil as you dig around in the spring? Don't kill them.
Yep.
Because they can hear what they eat. Okay. The larvae of the firefly will eat snails, worms, and slugs. Do you have a problem with snails and slugs in your garden? What they do is they inject a numbing chemical into the animal, which makes the animal freeze up. They can't move. The adults will eat other fireflies, nectar, or pollen, but some don't eat it all. And the larvae are still able to produce light to deter predators. How cool is that? All right. What did I do?
Ooh, nice one.
All right. This is a really beautiful insect. You don't have a lot of snails or slugs there, Dark Lord? Really? That's right. That's a lacewing. Dark Lord's going to say she ties that up in the truck tissue too. Watch. 3, 2, 1. Here she goes. Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, they are pretty. Okay, so what do the lacewings eat? Okay, both the adult and the larval lacewings will eat aphids and other small soft-bodied insects, from mites uh, to the little eggs, for all sorts of animals that found on plants. They sometimes take the nectar from flowers, but they were mainly predators. Okay, so how many pictures of lacewings did I get? Okay, I didn't. Everyone's going to know this next bug. So what's this? That's right, it's a ladybug. Everybody knows a ladybug. Did you know ladybugs come in more than one color? Look at that variety of ladybugs. What do you think of that? So if you see any of these girls in your garden, do not kill them. A lot of them will overwinter. They'll come into the house and cluster up in the corner of a room. They really aren't going to hurt you. They're not going to hurt anything in the house. They're just staying warm through the winter. And in the spring, you can scoop them up in a scoop and put them outside, and they go back to work in your garden. Okay. So what do ladybugs eat? Of course, aphids, as Vicky just pointed out, a lot of things, a lot of these predators will eat aphids, but they also eat small spiders, mealybugs, and other insects and mites they can attack and subdue. They'll eat the Colorado potato beetle, the European corn borer, which are huge agricultural pests. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 more pictures, and then we'll get it into controls. Now, I see these all over the garden, and I'm always asking Charlie, is that a good bug or a bad bug? These are minute pirate bugs. Anyone seen one of these? Minute pirate bugs. And these guys will eat your spider mites and your thrips, but they'll also feed on aphids, psyllids, small caterpillars, white flies, and mite eggs.
Yay, something.
They are not plant pests. These guys are really, really nice. Okay, here's something that you all have seen. Poor aphids. Yeah, they get eaten by everybody. And us too if we don't wash our vegetables, Nikki.
I'm fine with that. The bugs eating.
Almost all of us have seen this guy.
Yep.
Anyone know what that one's called?
Looks a lot like a click beetle, but isn't.
How many people go around smashing this little guy? That's a rove, R-O-V-E beetle. They eat decaying organic matter. You may see them in plants and you think they're eating your plant. They're not eating the healthy parts of like your leafy greens or your lettuces and your cabbage and whatever. They're actually eating dead plant material that some other insect that has bored into that leaf or eaten part of the leaf, it'll start dying. And these guys are cleaning up that rotting tissue. And if they can clean it up, if there's enough of them in the cabbage or on the leafy green to clean that up, that they move on. So they really are doing you a service. And let's see, there's a couple more rove beetles that are different colors. So there's one that's kind of pretty. To me, that looks like a wingless wasp in a way. And then this is the one I think a lot of us are really familiar with. You want to get a good look at him? All right. Did we stop sharing? There it goes. So is everyone still awake? Okay, so I've shown you some common insects that attack our plants and our vegetables, and now I've shown you some of the predatory bugs that you can actually purchase and let loose in your garden that are going to help you combat the pests organically. Okay. Um, Another thing that you can use are nematodes. Now, a lot of us think nematodes are negative creatures to have in your soil, and that's why we put the marigolds in the garden to keep the root-eating nematodes out of the garden. But there are types of nematodes that you want. And at this point, I'm going to turn the discussion over to Charles. He's going to talk to you about the parasites that attack, the aphids, whiteflies, thrips, spider mites, and all that. But he's going to talk about the nematodes and what he gets. He even buys nematodes, subterranean termites. And he sprays that around the house every year to keep the termites away. And he sprays them around his bees. What do you use around the beehives?
They get rid of the small hive.
There's little beetles that get in the hives that attack the hives. Your wife won't let you have ladybugs or praying mantises inside. I can understand the praying mantis. I would think that you wouldn't want the praying mantis given how they treat their husbands. All right, at that point, I'm going to go over to Charlie's computer so I can read the questions that you guys will be asking.
Sorry, folks, you're gonna have to look at me now. Anyway, before we go into the nematodes and other things, slide back and integrated pest management. There are 4 aspects that you really need to pay attention to in integrated pest management. As y'all have noticed, the concept is you're not going to spray every day or every week and just kill everything. What you're trying to do is targeted work on what you have out there. So one of the aspects is to identify, well, how many bugs do I have and what are they? That's one of the main aspects. So knowing what you've got, both the good and the bad, and having an understanding of how much you have of each. Because if you can get a lot of predators, you don't need to spray. And if you do spray, you're probably going to kill off a bunch of predators. And that's not generally considered a good thing. So the second aspect is kind of creating what they call action thrust, which is, hey, how many predators, not predators, but how many of the economically disturbing or damaging pests do I have out there? And you won't do anything until you got them above a certain level. Now, you go to a grocery store and you get tomatoes or something, and they don't have any holes in them or anything to indicate that there's some pests out there. And that's an indication that the farmer does a weekly or bi-weekly spray program, and he kills everything, the good, the bad, and the neither. That's not integrated pest management. Integrated pest management, you're going to accept a certain level of pests, and that's twofold. One, that small level of pests, they're the prey, they're the food for the predators. And so if you kill off all the prey, you're going to starve out your predators. Um, so the third aspect of IPM is prevention. And what you're trying to do is prevent your pest from reaching that action threshold. And a variety of things you can do for that. Plant resistant crops, rotate the crops. You in an area where some of your pest species overwinter, brush and whatever, you can remove the brush. You know, some folks believe in removing brush, some folks don't, because you're going to be removing your predator plants, predator bugs as well. And finally, the fourth aspect is control. And that's once you reach that action potential, that's when you go ahead and take some action, like spraying species specific fungicide. I can't remember the word. Insecticide. So you never in integrated pest management spray a broad spectrum pesticide unless the pest numbers blossom out of control. You are trying to maintain, believe it or not, a certain level of the pest because, as I said, they're going to be food for your predators. Now, you can, in your control system, you can release predators early in the spring because a lot of times they've got to have a certain level of prey before they're be able to produce eggs. We kind of covered that with the strange little ball-like bug, where they said it needed 100 aphids a day just to be able to lay eggs. If you don't have those 100 little bugs for them to eat, they're not going to be laying eggs. And so there's a delay between the population of the prey building up and the population of predators building up, which you can bypass by buying predator bugs. Now, there are other things that you can use besides just the bugs that we showed you that were predators. I prefer nematodes. Now, nematodes are a microscopic worm. I'm going to call it a worm. It looks like a worm. That lives in the soil. Now, you have to have damp soil because they will dry out just as fast as the soil dries out. They're microscopic, and when the soil dries out, well, they do too. When the soil freezes, they freeze. So there's a little bit in going into managing your nematodes. I typically spray in the spring. By spray, what I mean is I will order them from Abico Organic. I don't know if I can read this or not. They sell I think 8 species of nematodes. I usually buy a package of 3 different varieties because what I need. The other nematodes tend to be very specific to the bugs that they will get rid of. Of those 3, those three, one of them is a very broad spectrum nematode. I'm going to call it broad spectrum to say that it will eat a lot of things. The nice thing about nematodes is, like I said, I spray in the spring. I spray once. I order them, I mix them with some water, and I go around in a sprayer, just spray them where I think they need to go. And they will then burrow down into the soil, and when they come across a egg or a larva, so the small hive beetle lives in the hive, but wants to reproduce, it will come back out of the hive, go into the ground, dig down a little bit, and lay its eggs down inside the ground. Well, the nematodes can infect those adults as well as the young. And when I say infect an adult, what they do is they crawl up into the insect. They kind of, best way to say it is throw up some bacteria. The bacteria then start eating the insect. And as the bacteria build up, it can kill the insect, and the nematodes eat those bacteria. After the nematode eats for a while, it starts laying eggs. And those eggs are also hatched to eat that bacteria. And when the insect is pretty much consumed, they crawl out and start looking for some more insects to eat, which is great because, hey, I had a fire ant mound. I sprayed it, and it took, 3 or 4 weeks, but eventually the nematodes reproduced in enough numbers to kill off the whole ant hive. And they're going to spread out through the yard looking for more ants, or the ones that eat termites, assuming I had termites anywhere on my property. If I got a nematode into one termite, maybe 2 nematodes, I don't know. Some worms are hermaphroditic. I don't know if these nematodes are, but you get some nematodes and some termites. They start reproducing. Next thing you know, they've wiped out your termite problem for you, which is great because they're going to sit around, and if any other termites want to try again, they're going to infect those too. Now, having said that, like everything else that's alive, they got to eat. And so, you know, if you kill off all the termites, it might be 3 or 4 years before termites start trying again. So every so often, like I say, I spray in the spring and that gets rid of them. The other thing you can use, I think they sell, it's called milky spore disease. It's a bacteria. You spray it into your yard, will infect grubs. Get rid of your grubs for you. If you have mosquitoes, there's Bacillus thuringiensis, and there's a variety of Bacillus thuringiensis.
Also, BT?
Yes, BT. And there's a variety that likes mosquitoes, and it'll, guess the mosquitoes ingested in this case because the larva mosquitoes tend to eat algae and stuff like that. So if they eat some algae that has some BTI, it'll get into their gut, start reproducing in their gut. Eventually, it will kill that mosquito larva, and of course, as that mosquito larva breaks down, you've got more BTI spores out there. I forget what the I is for, Indius or something like that. But for mosquitoes, it's BTI. You can also spray, I think it's BTK, currentgensis, maybe, I don't remember, which is spray it on the underside of the leaves of your food crops, and the insects that eat the BTI get a similar fate as the mosquito larva. And the problem with the BTK is that when it rains, it's going to wash that into the ground. So spray it underneath the leaves and grab it after rain or whatever. There are a bunch of other things that you can use. Oh, hey, little guy. So Lisa's distracted here with the little guy. So that was the 4 parts of management. Let's go back over them real quick.
Mike says, I'm glad humans so far don't get bug problems like parasites eating us alive or zombie fungus nightmare fuel. Would you care to enlighten Mike on what you learned in your parasitology class?
The zombie fungus. Yeah. There's fungus. Cordyceps. It's the cordyceps group of fungi. They're kind of like the nematodes. They get into the bug, they start growing through the bug, and when they start running out of food, they were this little, I guess you could call it a itty bitty mushroom. Looks kind of like antenna in some places, and the sticks up, and then the spores, start blowing off of the things.
Talk about how it controls the bug it's in.
Yeah, it's called a zombie fungus for a reason. The cordyceps that infect ants calls the ants. Is this the? Yeah, calls the ants to crawl up the leaves and grab a hold of the leaf and just sit there and wait for something to come along to eat. They basically will control the brain of the ant to get it to change its
behavior.
And what was that movie? The Last of Us or something like that? Yeah, The Last of Us. Mike's Chaotic Garden seemed to know that one. The movie, never saw it, but I think it was based on the idea that some cordyceps had gotten where they would start infecting people and basically do the same thing.
And what about other parasites that bugs that eat us, honey?
Oh, there are plenty. I had to take a class in parasitology, and it was frightening. There are quite a few parasites that will infect humans. Most of them will stay in your gut, but some of them are actually affect other parts of your body, your lungs, lungworms, liver flukes. Big problem in China, liver flukes, where they might eat raw fish. Yes. My understanding is Mao Zedong, one of the big folks who were bringing communism into China, died from a liver fluke. They basically get into your liver, start eating your liver, laying eggs. The eggs go into the bowel, go through the bowel duct into your intestines, and they can go and infect somebody else. Assuming
we have liver flukes now here in this country, thanks to the people who came over as refugees from Asia, in streams and things in Appalachia. They infected the waterways with liver fluke. So if you eat fish from
always cook your fish.
If you eat fish from our rivers and streams on the East Coast, you've got exposure to liver fluke.
And that's one of the reasons that the folks that make sushi, or sashimi, have to be trained. Part of that training is in recognizing fish that is infected with liver flukes, so that they won't serve it to people. My opinion is cook your fish, and for that matter, cook all the meats.
Cook all your meat.
Yeah, don't eat raw meat if you can help it. For that matter, eggs. Back when I was in college, the big thing was that with the bacteria.
E. coli?
No, associated with eggs.
E. coli.
No, that's not it. Starts with C.
Or an S.
Could be S. Anyway, it's a bacteria that will cause very bad gastric distress in humans. And the salmonella. The chicken farmers had been treating their chickens with low levels of bactericides, antibiotics, to keep them from getting salmonella, which in standard biology just created an evolutionary pressure to make antibiotic resistant salmonella. But on top of that, the farmer, once the farmer created an antibiotic resistant salmonella, the salmonella became endemic to the chicken houses. And in fact, they became endemic to the chickens because the salmonella would migrate into the ovaries of the chickens. And when the chicken created an egg, it would create an egg with salmonella in it. Which is why they tell you, cook your egg. But the thing was that when the chicken developed from the egg, it was infected with the salmonella. And the salmonella that it was infected with would travel into its ovaries and the cycle would continue. So nowadays, most of your commercial eggs are infected with salmonella as you buy them from the grocery store. That's why they tell you cook your eggs. If you don't cook your eggs till the yolk is hard, you run a chance of getting salmonella. Now, they started implementing a program of checking the chickens and killing off the chickens that were infected. So that's become less of a problem, but it's still a problem.
Back to IPM.
So back to IPM. As I said, you are trying to maintain a certain level of the bad bugs. You don't ever want to kill off your bad bugs completely because they are the food source for the good bugs. And if you kill off your bad bugs, you kill off your good bugs by starving them to death. Or if you use a broad spectrum pesticide, killing everything. So you want to identify the good buggies and the bad buggies, figure out how much you got of each, who eats who. You've got bed bugs, you need to know who eats it so that you can either buy a set of them or work on making the ones that eat them happy. There are various ways of doing that. So you're trying to build up and maintain a certain level of predator species. Of course, the predator species, you actually still have to have a certain amount of the prey.
You still in here, David? This is the tiny possum.
Yep.
Growing up. It's about to be released.
Oh, yeah. So we, if you don't have a little hose in some of your stuff like cabbage and well your greens, if you don't have some hoses in your leaves, in all likelihood you don't have many predators out there, and you might want to allow a certain amount of prey to go up. As long as it's below what they call the action threshold, you don't do anything. That means you spend a lot less money on pesticides. Too much.
Can we talk about the?
Yeah, I'm going to let you back.
All right.
I'm going to go and deal with a little tiger. Or he's a lion. He thinks he's a lion.
Hey guys. Not so long ago, you heard me talk about rescuing these guys. They were that big. And I didn't think they were going to survive. I had to tube feed them after that into their stomach. They didn't thrive. They didn't thrive. Well, a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, they turned a corner. And as you can see, they are thriving. So this coming weekend, they're going to be released. Oh, we love my hair. Okay. So let me go back to my notes. Nikki says, thanks, Charlie.
You're welcome.
These guys are a little too tame, David. So I'm going to have to wild them up before I let them loose. And I think one of them is going to be non-releasable because of the health issues she had. She was teeny tiny. But I digress. You talk about pest management. These guys love to eat slugs, ticks. What else do they eat in the garden? That's snails, snakes, mice, rats. They'll munch down on all those things in the garden. So they are part of the integrated pest management. And we probably release a couple per year into our yard. And they stick around for a few years. No, you don't need my hearing.
Yeah, if you find something in your yard, figure out what it eats and decide whether you want what it eats or it. Because when it runs out of what it eats, it'll move on.
Or food gone bad. That's right, Dark Lord. Okay. So when I was preparing for this broadcast tonight, I found some pretty interesting articles. And one was talking about why fireflies are going extinct and what you can do about it. And it came out in the Washington Post. It's on the plight of the firefly. A lot of us can remember as children the clouds of fireflies that we had that we could see in the early spring. You remember running around grabbing them, put them in the bottles, and putting the jars next to your bed and watching them go off and on all night. Who's going to put this baby back?
I love it. We're hungry. Here you go. Eat food, not me.
I am so proud of her. She's come such a long way. Anyway, fireflies spend the vast majority of their lives in the larval stage, and I showed you the pictures of them. They roam the dirt to consume snails, worms, other soft-bodied grubs several times their size. In contrast to their gentle summertime image, baby fireflies are vicious predators. They're voracious predators. They eat is what they're all about. So, but much of the swampy soil that fireflies need to thrive is being bulldozed for golf courses, suburban subdivisions, and other types of development, making habitat loss the number one threat to the fireflies. So, you all have seen me talk about the Humane Gardener. It's a book and a movement on how to preserve habitat in your yard so that insects like fireflies will have a place to reproduce and to be healthy. And as one of the gifts tonight, or the prizes you can win, I'm going to give a book. The Humane Gardener. I think Mike's Chaotic Gardening won one, or was it you, David, that won one of these books? Anyway, it addresses IPM, okay, and how to encourage the good insects to stay in your yard and thrive in your garden. Okay. Um, so what do fireflies do for us other than eat uh, things that we don't want in our vegetable gardens? Scientists have actually developed a bioluminescent chemical they use in their butts. Okay. What scientists have done with that is they use these lanterns to detect food contamination and in developing new antibiotics and to test chemotherapies for treating cancer. All that from the luminescent in the tail of the fire. So that's good, David. That's good. David, have you had a chance to read the book, and did you learn anything in it that you enjoyed? So, what can you do to let the fireflies grow in your yard? Let the grass grow. Leaving parts of your lawn unmowed with leaf litter helps the ground retain moisture, which creates a better habitat. So, if you reduce the amount of grass cutting you do, and leave a little strip along the edges of your lawn that goes into your flower beds or where your trees are, that can help your fireflies. When you rake your leaves, rake them up under the tree instead of throwing them away. That'll help all sorts of things over winter, and also feed the tree as the leaves decompose. Um, Another thing you can do to help your fireflies is simply turn off your lights at night, because the fireflies, with all the artificial light that we have around us, they can't see each other to go have sex. Okay, if the street lamp looks like a giant ass firefly, you're going to fly up to that and not have any fun. Um, so for firefly reproduction, try to keep your light contamination in your yard to a minimum. Um, I'm going to read you a quote from the story. As a younger man, Joe Cicero saw thousands and thousands of them. Swarms of fireflies put on a soundless fireworks show for him every summer in southern Arizona. The sight of the fireflies flashing in unison was so mysterious and mesmerizing that the entomologist made the study of the flickering insects his work. 4 decades later, Cicero, now retired, still goes back to those oak woodlands today, though they're mostly dark. The fireflies have been decimated, Cicero lamented, down to just a trivial few relative to the big population they had way back when he was a kid. Across the country, many of the fireflies may be blinking out of existence. What was once a series of tales from old timers about the decline of fireflies from the days of their youth is coalescing into a disturbing scientific truth. Nearly 1 in 3 firefly species in the United States and Canada may be threatened with extinction. Firefly experts estimate in a recent comprehensive assessment that shows the declines from mangroves in Malaysia to grasslands in India. New research is shedding light on how these ethereal insects are struggling to thrive in the brightly lit world we have built around them. So again, back to light pollution and people who think raking their leaves out of their yards is a good thing because you want this pristine-looking yard. We've got to try to deprogram people if you're concerned about the survival of the planet. I mean, literally, that's what's at stake. We're in insect Armageddon, and if we keep spraying these chemicals and killing everything in our path, it's her own demise. Okay, so IPM is part of the answer for this. We have collected some links that I will post in the chat. Did Charlie talk about pyrethrins? I don't remember whether he did or not. When he gets back, we'll ask him to talk about pyrethrins. Let's see. Come on, cut and paste. Yeah, everyone loves fireflies. I think everyone does. How many of us have memories as children of catching the fireflies? Think about it. Do you really see them anymore in the numbers you did when you were a kid? And back to pyrethrins. Charlie talked to us about beating for mosquito barriers, soil drenching, insect traps such as yellow, sticky pieces of paper that get the cucumber beetles, other bugs that are attracted to yellow.
Pheromone traps.
And pheromone traps. So those are all IPM traps. Pheromones are the sex hormone given off by different insects. Well, we give off pheromones too as humans, but insect pheromones. Thank you. Attract whatever insect it's paired with into the trap so that they don't reproduce. Pyrethrins are a derivative, a natural chemical derivative of the chrysanthemum, and I happen to be really sensitive to it. When I was working as a research assistant at Auburn University in agriculture, one of the professors I worked for, and I was hired to help them write research papers, but I ended up managing their experiments in the greenhouses. He was doing one on pyrethrins with the pyrethrum chrysanthemum. And I went into the greenhouse to water and to look at the health of the plants, collect data. And I remember being hit with a blinding headache. I mean, my tunnel vision went down and everything went black. It was an allergic reaction to pyrethrum. So ever since then, I won't go near chrysanthemum because of that reason. But it's a very effective spray. Trouble is, it also kills crickets, which are beneficial. But it targets caterpillars, so you'll be killing pollinators with it. But it is, what does pyrethrum kill that we want to kill, Charlie? I think
It's a relatively broad spectrum.
It's a relatively broad spectrum, but you don't want to use it unless you absolutely have such an infestation of something that you can't get it under control with some of the natural controls that we've already spoken about. One of our go-tos is neem oil, NEEM oil. Good times. Hello, AG Born Jamaican. Blessings on you too. Are you going to bed, Nikki? Oh, okay. Thank you for stopping by. If you got bed bugs, Charlie's giving you a solution if you've got bed bugs, and I forgot about this. If you pick bean leaves and put them between your sheets and the mattress, it'll get rid of the bed bugs. It works, seriously. Beans. You growing string beans, green beans, a bean bed. Oh, Lord. Anyway, so neem. Neem is a tree that grows in India, and it's one of our go-tos. And we use it in toothpaste and shampoo, and I use it to heal wounds, get it in a cream form or an oil form. This is a bottle of neem oil. I have a friend who lives near Hyderabad, India, and has a mango farm. And she was telling me at the beginning of the summer, hey, stock up on your neem because the neem trees are dying because of global warming. As the climate changes, it's it's impacting the trees and making them more susceptible to some sort of light that they get. And the whole regions of neem trees are dying. So there's no guarantee neem's going to be around for us 10 years from now. So if you use neem, stock up on it. But the neem oil spray targets caterpillars, caterpillars, aphids, grasshoppers, beetles, leafhoppers, thrips, borers that go into the stems of your plants, your cucurbits, and kill your plants, leaf miners, mealybugs, weevils, flies, gnats, wireworms, whiteflies. It takes care of fungal diseases. Um, so neem is, as far as I'm concerned, it's a miracle. A miracle tree. So where do we go to get some of these biological and natural controls, you may be asking? This is a publication for the company. Arbico Organics. Okay, and they send me a catalog a couple of times a year. I'll put the link in the chat. Could somebody click on that and tell me if the link is good? I close some of these photographs.
Got a bunch of photographs.
Yeah. It is good, Dark Lord? All right, just to give you an idea on how much these things cost. And why are we talking about this at this time of year? Because you can start now. As you plan your gardens, you can look at what kind of pests impact your gardens. And if there's a soil drench, like a nematode drench, or something you can do at this time of year, and that's just going to you're going to need to rely on label reading. If you get these people to send you their catalog. Some of us who live in the warmer climates may start right now. Others may want to start before their last frost. It depends on what you're spraying and what you're using. Also, they sell out of things really early, so you can get on their wish list or wait list for things like ladybugs and lacewings. So let's see. Assassin bugs and lacewings. Okay, if you want green lacewing eggs, you can get 5,000 eggs for $27. Let's see. This is summer 2023 prices. If you want larvae, 400 larvae will cost you $27. And if you want adults, 100 adults will cost you $50. The assassin bugs. And a lot of people will see these assassin bugs and mistake them for real bugs or turtle bugs or stink bugs and kill them. So really, if you can Google what they look like and memorize it, you'll be able to recognize them in your garden and not kill the wrong thing, right? The assassin bugs, which will grow or they thrive in temperatures 55 degrees to 110. 250 eggs are $25. 1,000 eggs are $65. The minute pirate bug, they thrive in temperatures 64 degrees to 82 degrees. 500 of them, $53. Doesn't tell us what temperatures the green lacewing thrive in. They offer ladybugs, aphid predators, aphid parasites. Those are, they call them mummies. Those are pricey. 250 aphid parasite mummies, $83. Whitefly parasite, 1,000 of them for $32.50. Those teeny tiny little beetles that were so cute that eat the white fly. 100 will cost you $50. They've got a white fly parasite adapted to high temperatures for those of you who live in the hotter region. Well, thank you, David. Did you get a copy of that in the link? $82 degrees, 97 going higher to 120. So you will be able to get some of these predators, Dark Lord. Bookmark for later. Very good. We've got mite predators, moth egg parasites, red scale, brown squirrel, mealybug destroyer. Let's see. Nematodes. It has a page to tell you how you choose the right beneficial nematode for your yard and what time of year to use it. So good times when did you see praying mantises in following years? They sell praying mantises. They sell the yellow pheromone traps. That's scary, Dark Lord. Fly eliminators. If you've got livestock, you want to get rid of flies. Let's see. Want to contact them? There's their telephone number. I'll type that into the chat. And then you can call their customer service and say, I live in this zone or this part of the United States. What can I get from you in the fall to help me with my pest management in early spring? They're nice people. That's their phone number. Scorpions scare me, Dark Lord. I was stung on the palm of my hand by a pine scorpion, which is really a minor scorpion, but man, did that hurt. Man, did it hurt. We've got biting fly traps. We've got stylet, JMS stylet oil, enzyme eliminator. Neem, Captain Jack's Blondie or Bonide Neem Max. 8 ounces for $15. EcoWorks, 4 ounces for $8.80. Or if you have any people from India in your area that have Indian grocery stores, they'll sell this in the cosmetics aisle. And that is a bottle of pure neem oil. Amazon also sells it. I don't think what did I pay for this? $3.99. And that is enough to dilute, put it into a carrier oil, and then dilute it further into a spray bottle. That lasts years. Also, if you've got animals with fleas, you put a little bit of it on the back of the neck, and it'll help get rid of the fleas. So, if there's anything else that's interesting here. Amendments for your soil, compost tea, earthworm castings, fertilizers that are organically based. There's a product called Fish Shit. Fish emulsion. Oh, where has everyone's etiquette gone? So that's about it. I highly suggest if you're interested in working with the environment and with nature to get a better control of your pest management and have a healthier garden, healthy produce for you and for the planet, then I really do suggest learning some IPM methods. This is a good company to go with to order your, order your stuff. But also there is something called trap plants or trap crops that you can plant. In fact, Adrienne over at Indiana Backyard Gardener suggested this spring. She did, I think, a whole live broadcast on trap plants and what to plant, companion plant to help attract bad insects to this one plant. And we had trouble growing Georgia candy roasters. Tried 3 or 4 years in a row, never did get any candy roasters until I watched Adrienne talk about Hubbard squash, which is a blue squash. It's a winter squash. And she says, plant one and see what happens. So I planted one Hubbard squash plant this spring and 4 candy roaster vines. And we got candy roasters. We've got them on the shelf in the garage where we keep our squash and our long-term things that can sit for a while. And we are enjoying those candy roasters. I think Mike's Chaotic Gardening grew candy roasters this year. And didn't you try them, Mike? And weren't they yummy? Um, so what did you think of the candy roaster? I liked mine roasted with, hey, Sweet Thumb. I liked mine. I cut them sideways, took the seeds out and put diced up dried apricots, pecans, and brown sugar, salt and pepper, and steamed it or roasted it. Boy, it was like eating candy. It was so good. But anyway, I had to plant this Hubbard squash, and it gave us a squash. It's like that big, but it attracted all the vine borers and the leaf eaters and whatever away from the candy roasters to it, and we actually were able to harvest some candy roasters this year.
We actually got one of them.
Charlie just posted something to combat the fungus gnats. Hey, Good Eats, welcome, welcome. All right, so we have been, wow, more than an hour and a half. So why don't we do some drawings? And I do need to figure out how to get the wheel, the random name tag wheel up on the screen. Uh, all right. Depth of fungus gnats. Yeah, really. Yeah, it was good, Mike. I really now want to go cook one here at 11, almost 11 o'clock. So you heard me talk about the Humane Gardener book, and David won one. So if you've already won this book, consider giving it to someone if you win it again, um, or gifting someone in the chat that doesn't get selected. But if you would like to be on the wheel for selection, type in hashtag IPM. That's hashtag IPM. It's 10:45 on my computer clock up to 10:46. Type it in if you want to have a shot at the Humane Gardener book. Dark Lord. Good times. Suzanne and Sweet Thumb. Anyone else want to be in on the drawing for this book? It will change the way you look at your landscape and gardens. It really will. In some ways, you'll be relieved. It takes all the burden away from making your yard and the garden look so anal retentive and controlled. It adds a little bit of chaos and flavor to your life. But you'll be able to look at that. If the neighbors say anything or someone says, why didn't you yank it out? You'll be able to tell them why you didn't yank it out. Hey, Duval. Okay, so good eats. Duval, we're about to have a drawing for the Humane Gardener book, which shows you how to keep some of the beneficial insects alive and healthy and thriving in your yard. All you have to do is we're going to give her a chance to type hashtag IPM if you want in the drawing. Hashtag IPM, Duval. Going once. Going twice. She's thinking about it. There she is. All right. I am going to spin the wheel. And Dark Lord. Shrimp. So, Dark Lord. Again, if you win a drawing, you need to send me an email that it's scrolling on the bottom of your screen, lbolivar@bellsouth.net. I need your snail mail address and remind me what you won. Miss C now here may forget what it was you won. Let me see how many of these. They usually only stock 2 or 3 of these books. Let me see how many are in stock. Maybe I'll do another one.
Marie.
Ha! Only one left in stock. Well, that's at the regular price. 15 used and news. You all mind used books?
Love you books.
Charlie loves used books. You all mind used books?
Recycling without destroying. No.
Okay, if you haven't hit the thumbs up, please hit your thumbs up. Please share the stream.
Nope.
Let's. Used is awesome. Okay, so I can buy used to save a little bit of money. Let's do that again. I'm going to take Duval off the wheel because she just won. I mean, Dark Lord. And we're going to give you one more chance. If you decided you want in and haven't been in already, type in hashtag IPM. Okay. Thumb smash. Cindy, here's what you won last time, still sitting on my desk. I'm so sorry. I'm going to break it into 2 packages to send you. It's coming, I promise. See, look how big it is. The post office will send it. It's coming, I swear. Sweet Thumb, Duval, Suzanne. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to roll it again, y'all. Here we go. And we have Sweet Thumb. Okay. Congratulations, Sweet Thumb. Again, please send me an email at the email address that's scrolling on the screen. Tell me what you want. I need your real name and your mailing address, and we'll get that in the mail tonight for you. Okay, for the third and final prize, what would y'all want? You want seeds from Baker Creek? Do you want some of my herbs? You want pepper pods? I can send you a fresh pepper pod, and you can take the seed out of and plant. So type in your preference here: seeds from Baker Creek, a pepper pod from one of my 60 different varieties of pepper, or some of my dried herbs. Seeds. We have consensus with just 2 people chiming in. Seeds, 3 seeds. Herbs. Seeds. I think the seeds have it. Anything, Suzanne. Suzanne, of all the prizes you've won for me, what have you liked the best? Just be really, really honest. Well, good times, the pepper pod is seeds. It's just a pot of peppers, and you take the seeds out. You can eat the pepper or do whatever, but the seeds are good. They're a full mature pod. Okay, so now I'm going to clear the names on the wheel. Hey, Shirley, welcome. Late to the party, girlfriend, but you're still here. God bless you. All right, so if you want seeds, I have 10:53 on my little clock here. I'll give you to 10:55 to do hashtag seeds. And we'll go shopping. Hashtag seeds to put your name on the wheel. Mike, sweet, good time. Mike, sweet, good times. Cindy, Suzanne, Duval. Good Eats. And Miss Shirley. Anyone else? Yeah, 1 more minute to decide whether you want seeds. So if you're new to my chat, new to the live, we always do giveaways at the end of the live. And when we shop for seeds, we go to Baker Creek, and you tell me what you want. As long as it's not like astronomical, we'll send that to you. Oh, you don't have to sit out, Dark Lord. You want seeds? Type in hashtag seeds. What do you want anyway? How do you like that? Okay. Alrighty. I'm going to pull the trigger. We ready? Turning. Suzanne. Woohoo! I'm going to do that again just because I like doing it. Good Eats. And because you always want to do an uneven number of winners, not an even number, I'm superstitious. I'm going to hit it again. And Miss Shirley. How's that? So our seed people are Suzanne, Good Eats, and Miss Shirley. Congratulations. Was that Good Eats or Good Times? Good Eats. Okay, so the way we roll here at our Georgia Suburban Homestead when we bring seeds is I ask you, what have you been looking for? And I'll go see if Baker Creek has it while we sit here. Okay. Walking stick kale.
They used to have that.
Sweet Thumbs, you won the book, hon.
There we go.
Would you rather have seeds than you would rather have the book or walking stick kale? Okay, so we're going to start with Suzanne. Suzanne, what do you have on your wish list? Scorpion pepper. Yeah.
Let's just kill everyone.
Okay, Miss Shirley wants the book. Suzanne wants white pumpkin. Miss Shirley, you won seeds on white pumpkin. So I'm waiting to see Good Eats and Miss Shirley what you want for seeds. Okay, Sweet Thumb will trade you, Miss Shirley. And Sweet Thumb, what did you want? Walking stick kale? Was that you who said that? So the only one I haven't heard from is Good Eats. Okay, so Sweet Thumb was the walking stick kale. Come on, Good Eats. What kind of seed am I looking for? Or did I miss it? You see it? Good Eats, I have no idea where in the world you are. I'm waiting on Good Eats. Any beans? You don't say that to me, you won't know what I'll send you. What part of the country are you in? I got you, Sweet Thumb. I got you, Miss Shirley. What part of the country are you in, Good Eats, so I know if I send you something that'll grow this fall or something that'll grow next spring? Okay, well, she's in Texas, so zone 7 or 8. Do you like fava beans? You can plant the fava beans like in next week, and you'll harvest them in the early spring. Yeah. Or do you like snap beans or pole beans or what kind of beans? I'm heading over to Baker Creek. All right. So white pumpkin. Okay, they have a flat white pumpkin. Kind of looks like a, what would you, that looks like a mashed daisy. And that's the only white pumpkin I'm seeing. And walking stick kale. That's in stock. Okay. All my computers all of a sudden really slow. Okay, Good Eats. I'm going to give you a link. Which bean do you want? Want surprise beans? Okay. So while Good Eats Homestead goes and shops a little bit, if you want, I'm going to say it one more time, send me an email at lbolivar@bellsouth.net, scrolling on the bottom of the screen. I need your name, your mailing address, and what you won. Okay? As soon as you send that to me, I'll pull the trigger and order your seeds and your book for you. Yeah. Yeah, not being picky makes it harder. It really does. Then I'll choose something that I like, and then you'll get ew when you get it. Chinese red noodle long beans. I love noodle beans. We've got them in the garden right now. Red noodle. Now let's see if they have it. Yes, they do. And I think I like the red beans better, the noodle beans than the green ones, to tell you the truth. All right. So send me that email if you won so I can type in your address and send this on to you. Cindy Squirrel, I swear, girlfriend, I'm going to get to the post office, and whoever won the fresh, what was it, cardamom leaves. I got to look up who won that. I think it was. Y'all remember who won that last time? The fresh cardamom leaves. Was it Tiffany? She's probably left and gone to bed by now. But she's still here. Is that you, Tiffany, that won the fresh stuff? It might be cold enough now to send it to you without it mildewing. But I want to thank you all for showing up and giving me your time. Time's precious. To our Thankful Thursday live broadcast on IPM. I hope this is a broadcast that you can revisit and take notes from, and that it will help you with your gardens, whether you garden through the winter like we do, or if you are a spring to fall type gardener. If you start studying about the IPM, what? Let me look at one more. I want a possum. Possums are wonderful. Let me go to Amazon real quick and see what they have on IPM. Charlie, my computer's asleep. There it goes. Oh, they're expensive. Never mind. The books on Amazon are $110. I won't be giving any of those away. And the cheaper ones are sold out. $179 IPM. All right, y'all, get that catalog and learn from the catalog, okay? Because this is too expensive to give away until I'm monetized. So, Mike, do you think you'd like a possum to hang around your house? Did you have one visit you, Mike? If you put out cat crunchies, the crunchy food, and a visit break, your possum will come back again and again. And you really want them because mice and rats and snakes and slugs and things like that are in your yard. Not native to your state. Yeah, well, possums they go up into Canada, so I don't know why you don't have them over there, Mike. They're up into Canada. You find them now on the West Coast, Oregon, Washington State, California. You've got another variety of the Virginia possum that a little bit different coloration from Mexico, New Mexico, down through Central America. Yeah, I love dinosaur tails, mostly called Tuscan tail. Yep. So before I sign off, does anyone have any suggestions that something they want us to talk about? Give a little mini lecture like this. I'd like to see some of your ideas. Otherwise, we can do another random chat. First Thursday in October. We tried walking sick kid one year. It didn't do so well. But we kind of enjoyed it too. I really like the dinosaur kale and the Scottish Scott scale. Dark Lord, you're so good to me. Any ideas, y'all?
Benzie says it's TV time.
Charlie wants to go watch TV. We hold hands, watch TV, and fall asleep together in front of it on the couch every night. And they'll say, "Did you remember that episode?" No, I didn't remember that episode. What zone? I'm in north of Atlanta, Sweet Thumb, so I'm right on the edge of 7B, 8A. So I hope you all enjoyed yourselves tonight. Enjoyed having Charlie do part of the broadcast. He's the smart one of the two of us, and he's in charge of spraying anything. You know what you can talk about, Charlie, is the milk bath. But that's not really pest management. That's fungus management.
Yeah.
That's the topic for another night. Okay, so I want everyone to remember that time is precious. That's why I appreciate you being here. But even more so with your family members, if you know someone that you love, even if it's someone you just met online, remember to tell people that you love, that you love them daily, because you never know. You never know. And please, everyone, be well, be good to each other. Enjoy my little shorts and videos that come out. And until next time, we'll see ya.